Hi everyone, welcome to 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀. So today we are looking into what you don't see about yourself that others admire. For that we have three options, three piles to choose from. You can see the images on the screen. I'll show you the close-ups as well. This is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, and this is pile number 3. You can pause the video, take your time, and choose the image that you feel drawn to the most intuitively. Meanwhile, let's just begin with pile number 1. Hi pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So let's just figure out as to what you don't see about yourself that others admire. So for you we have Butterfly Maiden that says openness and renewal. Then we have Escapist that says come home to yourself. Shakti, Gossip, and Mysticism. Okay. Now pile number 1, what you don't see about yourself that others admire is the fact that you are ever changing, okay? I mean, you change every single day. If I'm meeting you today and I'm meeting you after a couple of days, say for example, I'm meeting you after 5 days, there's something new that I'm going to discover about you, your personality, the way you're carrying yourself, because you are that kind of a person who doesn't stay the same, okay? And you don't do it on purpose. It's something that happens very organically, okay? You transform, you shape shift. You are that kind of a person who keeps on evolving and keeps on becoming a better version of yourself. And this is what people actually admire about you. People admire the fact that you are very courageous because you have gone through a lot of darkness in your life. You have seen things in your life that were very difficult, okay? But you've come out of it. You've come out of that darkness. You have given more importance to light. You have given more importance to the divine, to the universe, to spirituality for that matter, okay? You are that kind of a person, pile number 1, who's very happy in their own energy. You don't need a lot of people. You entertain yourself. You keep yourself occupied. You are your best friend. You don't have problem in, spending time in your energy. Rather, you are that kind of a person who prefers to spend time in their energy, and people admire this fact about you. You might think that, I might come across to be someone who's very boring or an introvert and stuff like that. But the reality is people really love the fact that you are so comfortable with yourself. It means that you have discovered yourself. It means that you invest in yourself. And I do see people not just admiring you for this, but there are a lot of people who really respect you, who respect your boundaries, who know that you are a high value person because you are not everywhere. You are very selective when it comes to your energy. And this is something that people admire so much about you, okay? What people admire about you that you don't see about yourself is the fact that whenever you go through a tough moment, okay, what you do is you withdraw yourself. You go in your cocoon. You do not publicize what you're going through, okay? You fight your battles in the secret on your own, and then you come back stronger. Then you come back, like a different person altogether, like nothing ever happened. You process pain. You do not run away from pain. You might be thinking that who is this person who's observing me so closely? But you have no idea that, for the most part, it is the people that you have left behind in your life that are talking about you right now. This could be your exes, your ex-friends for that matter, people whom you no longer talk to, whom you have cut off because of XYZ reasons. Because I do see the vibe to your reading is something that is, around the people that you know, but you're no longer talking to them at this point of time. So this could very well be your school friends or your ex-friends or your ex-girlfriend, boyfriend, or just multiple energies, okay? But then these are definitely those people who know you pretty well or who knew you back then, but now that you have transformed into someone who is unrecognizable, it's getting difficult for them to kind of digest the fact that it is the same person that they used to know 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago for that matter. You've gone through a glow up, and it's not just a physical glow up. You have ascended like anything, and at this point of time, your physical body, your energy, everything is unrecognizable. Okay? There are very high chances that if you were a part of a group that you left behind, it's that friend group that's talking about you, because there are multiple people. It's not just one person. There are multiple people that are admiring you from afar, that are actually seeing you in a very high light. Yes, there's a bit of jealousy too, but then they can't do anything about it because you are you, okay? What people admire about you that you don't see about yourself is the fact that you are very bubbly and chirpy. I mean, you like to live in the moment, okay? Maybe you like to travel a lot because there's an airplane over here. I mean, overhead, okay? It is audible, I'm pretty sure, in the video as well. So maybe you like to travel a lot, or maybe when you're feeling anxious, you just book yourself, you know, a trip, a vacation for that matter. I don't know who this is going to resonate with, but then maybe you travel a lot, you click a lot of pictures, or you post a lot on social media. There's something about you running away from your problems, and people admire this about you. People admire that you do not kind of dwell in darkness, or you do not, you know, take life too seriously. So I have these two sets of people for you. On one hand, there are people who are admiring you for the fact that you do not run away from your problems. On the other hand, there are people who are actually liking the fact that, you know, you run away from your problems, or they are admiring this, that you're not taking your problems too seriously. Overall, the vibe that I'm getting from your reading is the fact that it's not that you run away from your problems or you're an escapist. No, it's not that. What people are trying to say over here is the fact that you are not going to be sad for really long. If there's something that has disappointed you, you're not going to let that particular thing eat you up, okay? You're going to come out of it. Yes, you might cry. Yes, you might feel sad, but it's not going to go on forever. Like, there are people, when things do not work out for them, if they get angry, sad, disappointed, it goes on for days. But when it comes to you, pile number one, you pick yourself up beautifully. And this is what people are admiring about you, okay? I also feel that you like to read a lot, because you're that kind of a person who is a loner, okay, and you're happy about it, you're comfortable with it. So maybe you're that person who likes to read, who likes to write, who likes to journal for that matter. And you come across to be someone who's very intelligent also. And people are admiring your intelligence. You're not just a good-looking person. You're not just a beautiful face, a handsome face. You're someone who is very, very wise, very intelligent at the same time. You're very knowledgeable, pile number one. Something that you don't see about yourself that people admire is how you take care of yourself, okay? How beautifully you cater to yourself, to your body, to your skin, to your hair, to just everything, to your mental health. I mean, you are that person who probably likes to wear nice clothes even when you're at home. You like to do your hair. You like to, you know, keep your skincare in check. You like wearing perfumes. You are that person who's going to take care of themselves, who will have their nails done, their hair done, and you know, you like to dress up for yourself. You're not living to impress other people. Whatever you're doing that because it makes you happy. Okay? And you're very much in touch with your inner child. You're very much in touch with your feminine side. And this is what people admire about you. Like, you're very nurturing, very caring towards your own self. It's not that you are overgiving to other people in your life, because people have seen your trailer. You have chosen yourself over others. And that's why I said that there are people from the past that you have cut off who are basically keeping an eye on you, and they are the ones that are admiring you for the strength that you have shown, for the character that you have shown, for the integrity that you have shown. Okay? What you don't see about yourself that people admire is the fact that you are getting closer to the divine. With each passing day, you are changing as a person because of the energetic changes that are happening for you. So people are saying that there is this special connect that you have with the divine world, that you have with the spiritual world. Okay? Also, pile number 1, what you don't see about yourself that others admire is the fact that you've got such a big heart. You are a lover. You've got the most beautiful heart of all. And trust me when I say that people want to be like you, but they don't have the courage to be as open, to be as giving, to be as carefree as you are. Okay? You are someone who is very much focused on your life. Okay? You don't have time to gossip about others. You don't have time to think or see what other people are doing. Why? Because you're very much happy in your world. Okay? And people are in awe of how carefree yet courageous you are at the same time, because you simply listen to your heart, you listen to your soul. If there's something that's kind of clicking with your vibe or that's making sense to you, no matter who supports you or who doesn't, you're still going to do it. And that's because you are that kind of a person who listens to your heart. And people really admire this quality. You have a lot of love to give, even though you're very selective. But the lives of people that you've touched till now, pile number 1, nobody has been able to forget you. Your love is addictive, okay? What people admire is also the fact as to how you fall back on the universe. You have this kind of, faith. You have this faith that no matter what happens, I am sorted. The universe got my back. And I'm just, going to follow the calling of my soul, and I know that I'll be supported. So you are that kind of a person who is a risk taker. You are that kind of a person who tries new things. That's why you don't ever remain the same, because you keep on evolving. You are a visionary, okay? I mean, for you to do big things in life, you got to have your own back. You do not care who's supporting you, who is not supporting you. If you have a vision and you're very much sure that this is what I want to do in my life, you are going to do it. No matter what happens, no matter how many obstacles come along the way. I mean, you are that kind of a person who is going to go all in, okay? And people really admire your strength. Okay, let me tell you, not everyone is as courageous as you are. Not everyone is as comfortable as you are when it comes to taking risks in life. And that is why you're going to do something big in life. You are on the right path. People are watching you very closely. You have a lot of stalkers, let me be very honest. People are stalking you from fake social media profiles because they want to know your business, because they want to know what you're doing. Do you know why? Unfortunately, it's because they will never be able to reach where you're going. I don't want to sound cocky or something like that, but I'm just giving you facts at this point of time. You had to leave certain people behind in your life because the people that you've left behind are not a vibrational match to you. Okay? You are just moving forward, and the world can see that. All right? So this is what I have for you, yeah, pile number 1. If you liked your reading, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so that whenever I post next, you get notified. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via Instagram and email. The details for both is in my description box below. I'll catch up with you in the next reading. See ya! Hi pal number 2, welcome to your reading. So let's just figure out as to what you don't see about yourself that others admire. We have embrace the sacred feminine. Then the second card, the imagery is a bit explicit, so I will cover it with the third card. Your second card says lioness, you've earned all your stripes, and your third card says the breaking. All right. Then we have expansion. And here we have instinct. So basically on this card, there's a woman, but she is not wearing appropriate clothes. Because of this reason, I had to kind of, cover this up. So yes. So pile number 2. You are a walking goddess, okay? Regardless of your gender. You are at your feminine best. Let me tell you, your feminine energies are in such a beautiful sync at this point of time that you have no idea as to how powerful of a spirit you are. There's something about your intuition, there's something about your spirit. There are very high chances that you are a psychic, you are a practitioner, you're a reader, or you are very closely knit with the esoteric world. If you don't know that you have psychic gifts, you will discover this about yourself in the future, okay? But you're very, very, very connected to the divine. I will be very honest with you. What you don't see about yourself that people admire is how beautifully you embrace everything in your life. You are sunshine in human form. The way you smile, the way you carry yourself, there's something very alluring and magnetic about your energy, pile number 2. And this drives people crazy. There are a lot of people who want to associate themselves with you because of your energy. And if you have gifts, then make sure that, people do not take advantage of you having gifts. All right? You are either in love with the moon, okay? Or the moon cycles impact you way too much, okay? You should kind of maintain a journal and observe how you feel in each phase of the moon. There's something around your beauty. Oh my God, yes, there's something around your beauty. People are in awe of the way you look, along with how nurturing, caring, loving and feminine you are. Okay? Whatever you touch, pile number 2, you make sure that it turns into gold. You are that magical. And I think you are way too humble. You're way too humble. You underestimate yourself. But there are people who are in awe of you. You have fans, okay? You have fans. You literally have people who look up to you, who really want to talk to you, who really want you to notice them, okay? I am also getting this message that you're aging like fine wine. There's something about how young you look as compared to how old you are. Maybe you have a baby face, or your skin is very supple. It's just very, it's just, you look perfect. You look like an angel. I do not want to just go too much into looks, to be very honest, but there's something about your looks that I am not able to move ahead of this aspect of yours, okay? What you don't see about yourself that others admire is the fact that you are a very good mother, okay? Even if you are not married, even if you don't have kids, there's something about you that gives this vibe or energy or the message that, this woman is going to be an excellent mother. Even if you're a man who's watching this reading, your feminine side is very developed. You are very much in touch with your feminine side. And people love how emotionally available, intelligent, and accepting you are of yourself. Because not many men are, okay? People admire the fact that you live in the moment. Pile number 2, you enjoy life. If people want to give one example, they are going to give yours. They are going to give out your name, that learn from pile number 2 as to how you should be living your life. It's not that pile number 2 doesn't have problems in their life, but the way they are always smiling, but the way they deal with life is something that is a 10 on 10. I wish I could be like pile number 2. I wish I could be as optimistic as pile number 2 is. Yes, people might think that, you're faking your happiness, or how come you're always too happy and you're smiling and stuff like that. But they don't know how much work you do on an everyday basis, okay? Maybe you don't realize this, but we all have tough days, okay? No one's life is picture perfect. We all cry on some, we all laugh on some days, and you're just a normal person and you go through different emotions. But you always pick yourself up. You always, look for one reason because of which you want to smile, okay? You want to kind of just live your life. You're that kind of a person who's like, live and let live. And people, they really notice this about you. They notice as to how much and how fully invested you are in yourself and your happiness. For you, being happy is your mission, your goal, and you're always focused on catering to yourself, okay? Which is a good thing, okay? And you know what? Some people might call you to be selfish, but in reality, you're not at all selfish, because there is a group of people who are kind of admiring your mothering and nurturing qualities, and one can only admire these qualities if they have seen this side to you. It means you are not just invested in yourself, but you're a beautiful giver. You're a caretaker, okay? You are very intuitive and you know who to give, when to give, how much to give. That's why you have boundaries. And this is what people admire. This is what people admire, that pile 2 is very cautious when it comes to their energies. And with each passing day, they are just evolving spiritually and becoming even more selective, okay? There are very high chances that you are a water sign or you're water dominant. A, I can see a lot of water for you. B, I was extremely thirsty and I just had water in your reading. So this is giving me, that hint or that nudge to just speak my heart out and give out this message that you have heavy water placements, or you are highly dominated by, your emotions are highly dominated by the cycles of the moon. So take note of that, okay? What you don't see about yourself that people admire is the fact that you're so tough. Even though you are that bubbly little thing, okay, you're very cute. Let me be very honest. You look very cute. Nobody can look at your face and make sense that you've seen hardships in life. But the fact is that there are certain people who are able to look through, and they have come to this conclusion that, you know what, I really admire how classy and how strong pile number 2 is. It's not that pile number 2 hasn't been through hell. They have been through hell and they've come back in such a beautiful energy that instead of shutting the world off, instead of shutting from the world, they kind of chose to fight their battles and come out of their own darkness in such a way that they are blowing everyone's mind. People really are taking inspiration from your journey. There's something around you. I mean, there's something about you that needs to come out in the open. Maybe this is going to happen in the future where you're going to share your journey with the world. You have a solid voice, okay? And your voice is always going to be heard because it's very powerful. What people admire about you is that you're a survivor. You have seen the highs, you have seen the lows. Even if people don't know about your story, pile number 2, there's something about your eyes. When people look into your eyes, they get that sense that, you know what, there's a story to this person. It's impossible for a person like this to be so gentle and so calm without going through any struggles in their life. So when people look at you, when people hear what you have to say, when they get to know as to how wise you are as a person, how loving and caring you are, they know that you've been through something, because wisdom is expensive. Okay? You need to have certain experiences to kind of be the way that you are. And people see through you. Even if you don't realize, they do. And they really admire your strength. Again and again, your entire reading is around, death and rebirth. It's around this theme where you are that kind of a person that even if you break 1,000 times, you will still pick the pieces up and show the world as to how tough you are. And I'm not talking about physical strength at this point of time. You have a solid soul. Your willpower is something that people admire so much. Your brain is something that people like to pick on. Nobody knows what you're coming up with. You're very creative, very artistic, very unique. You have your magic, you have your element. There are people who want to copy you, but it's very difficult to be you because you are you. Your essence is unique. I'm just feeling a lot many emotions. It's not that I'm getting emotional, but there's something around my heart center that tells me that, you know what, you've expected a lot from people, but people have never been able to meet your expectations. Or maybe you gave your all to people, okay? But nobody has ever given the same energy back. And now you've reached that stage in your life where whatever you want to give, you give it to yourself. You are actually waiting for the right people, and now you're only giving to those who deserve. Oh, you've been hurt in love, right? Pile number 2, you have been. I'm pretty sure. You've been hurt in love. You've been disappointed in friendships for sure. But I just want to tell you that you're a beautiful soul. And you're so damn emotional. You know how difficult it is for someone as emotional as you to become tough? I can feel your energy for sure. There are very high chances that people have thrown dark energies towards you. This could be dark magic as well, okay? But you managed to come out of it because of how strong you are, because of how strong your spirit is. You are very solid. And maybe whosoever did this to you is that person who is admiring your strength. It has been tough. You've dealt with a lot of attacks, pile number 2. You've dealt with, I would again say, some dark magic also. But the way you've embraced everything, the way you have sent that back to the sender, the way you've come out of it, is something that people really, really admire. What you don't see about yourself that people admire is how open and comfortable you are in being vulnerable. Okay? You are highly sensitive for sure. You're very emotional. Maybe you're that kind of a person who cries very easily. Okay? You are that person that, you take things to your heart. No matter how tiny it is, it affects you. It matters. But you never shy away, you're very comfortable if somebody tells you that you're oversensitive. You're like, I'm not oversensitive. It's just that our levels of sensitivity is different. I feel things more deeply. That doesn't mean that I'm oversensitive. Maybe you are not sensitive at all. You are that kind of a person who can cry, who can laugh, who can get angry. You're very okay with your emotions. You don't suppress your feelings and emotions. You just say it. Because if you don't say it, you're going to overwhelm yourself and you don't want to go through that. So people really admire the fact that you speak your truth. You cry your heart out if you have to. You get angry if you have to. I very strongly feel that you have a connection with the divine where you can talk to the spirits, or you can connect with spirit animals, or you can, channel messages from higher dimensions. There's something around you being a psychic or you being a channeler, and people really admire your gifts. If you're a professional, you have helped a lot of people. Even if people have not given you feedback, even if they have not conveyed their gratitude to you, you have no idea how many lives you've touched. How many lives you've touched with your words, with your guidance, with your wisdom, with the knowledge that you've been imparting for so long. I think you're a therapist friend. Even if you're not a professional therapist, you are that friend that everyone runs to when they are in a problem. You are that person. And people really admire that they can fall back on you. That there is someone whom they can share their secrets with without the fear of getting judged. But again, there's a sadness in your energy where I very strongly feel that you don't have people in your life that you can fall back on. You are that go-to friend for your friends. But when it comes to you, you don't have people. So there's a bit of sadness to your reading, okay? What you don't see about yourself that people admire is how strong your cutoff game is. You wait for nobody. Maybe you've had enough now. One red flag and you're off. Because for you, your energy is very expensive. And when you kind of come to this realization that people are taking undue advantage of your sweetness, you do not fight back. You simply cut off. And people really admire as to how strong your boundaries are and how resilient you are when it comes to, your decisions, your emotions for that matter, how much hold you have over your emotions. And this is a very big thing for people because you are very emotional, you're very sensitive, you are so reactive, yet you have so much of control over your emotions. And this takes time. I mean, if someone is very sensitive, it gets very difficult to not react, to not repeat the same pattern. But you have worked through this. You have worked through the cycle and you have come very far in your life. And people really appreciate that you have no time for BS. Okay? People also admire the fact, and this is coming from someone that you have cut off, okay? Because there are very high chances that either someone was playing you, or they were playing with your boundaries, or they were just giving you hot and cold behavior, and you chose to cut them off rather than chasing them. And this gave that person the reality check that, you know what? I never thought that pile number 2, being so sensitive and emotional, caring, nurturing towards me, is going to flip in such a manner. You are a lie detector, You are a lie detector. You are a BS detector. You can see through people. People are intimidated as much as they admire your psychic gifts, as much as they admire as to how intuitive you are. They are also intimidated that they cannot play you. They cannot fool around. They cannot, take advantage of you. Maybe people have taken advantage, but now you've reached that point in your life where you give it back. You give it back and you're unapologetic about it. And this is what people really admire. Your authenticity is admirable. Your integrity is admirable, no matter how many hearts you've broken. But every person that has ever been a part of your life knows that you were never the problem. I'll be very honest with you. You were never the problem. Everyone kept on projecting onto you. Okay? They kept on gaslighting you. But somewhere down the line, each person knows that you were someone that was never the problem. And now they know that no matter what, it's impossible to come in your good grades, come in your good books, because you do not believe in giving second chances. You have changed as a person. You have evolved as a person. And now you have room for only those who are a vibrational match to you. Beautiful energy, yeah. Pile number 2, you've got very powerful, very, very powerful energies. And I very strongly feel that you have this beautiful blend of feminine and masculine in you. Your energies are flowing beautifully. Even though your feminine energies were very evident in your reading, but if I'm looking at your overall energies, I can tell you, in all honesty, that you have a beautiful balance between your feminine and masculine both. And you are doing very good for yourself. Continue operating in the same energies, because this way you will be able to associate with people who are actually meant for you in this lifetime. All right? So yes, that's about it, yeah, pile number 2. I hope you liked your reading. If you liked your reading, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so that whenever I post next, you get notified. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via Instagram and email. The details for both is in my description box below. I'll catch up with you in the next reading. See ya! Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So let's just figure out as to what you don't see about yourself that others admire. So for you, we have Kali, that says endings and beginnings. Raindrops, that says take a chance on them. the communal dance, impatience, and acceptance. Okay. If you were confused between pile number 2 and 3, then you can watch pile number 2. I wouldn't say it's a copy-paste. Yes, there are some similarities, especially when it comes to the initial energies. So if you feel called to, you can watch pile number 2 as well. What you don't see about yourself that others admire is that in spite of you being so misunderstood, you are still the same. You're very misunderstood, pile number 3, okay? People usually term you to be difficult, aggressive, and way too strong, maybe. But the fact is that you just show people the mirror, okay? You just reflect back their energy. You're not difficult to deal with. It's the people, okay? And people admire this quality that you're not swayed. You don't get swayed by what people think about you. You're not that kind of a person who's going to change the way you dress, the way you look, the way you talk, the way you deal with life just because people think that you're too much or just because you need validation. You're not that kind of a person. Even if people are criticizing you, you know who you are. The best thing about you, pile number 3, is that you know who you are. That's why you don't get affected. You do not get affected and you continue doing what you like to do. And this is what people actually admire about you. That, you know, instead of molding yourself, changing yourself to people please, you're still the same. You don't care if people don't understand you. You don't care if people think you're rude. You're okay with that because you know who you are. And this is something that at least one person really, really, really admires about you. And this could very well be someone who has a crush on you or is actually kind of romantically interested in you, associated with you in any way, and something on the similar lines, okay? What people admire about you is that your detachment game is very strong. Okay, your detachment game is very, very, very strong. You are okay. If someone's leaving your life, you are like, I know my value. If you really want to just, leave my life, then you're free to go. That's okay. And you are very comfortable in ending your relationships and friendships if they're not serving you well. You don't sugarcoat. You are very fierce when it comes to all this. If ever in your life you were accused of something that you did not do, you were that person who did not lose your cool even when there was so much of pressure around you. And that is why there are people in your energy field who admire this. You are a tough cookie, okay? You're a tough cookie, pile number 3, and you really don't give a damn. You really don't give a damn about who thinks what, and you just like, let me be myself. Keep me away from drama. I do not want to be a part of your gossip, or I do not want to be a part of this everyday drama. I want peace in my life and I want to focus on where I want to go in my life. You're that kind of a person. What people admire about you is also the fact that you're very intuitive, okay? You are very intuitive. You see through people. Your intuition is very, very, very strong. Your third eye is blooming beautifully. And people know this, they admire this about you. What you don't see about yourself that others admire is that you're very, very protective. You're very protective over your people, over the things you love, over your principles, your values, anything that matters to you. You are very, very protective, okay? And you will go to any extent to save a person, a pet, an object that is very close to your heart, a memory, anything for that matter. You're a fighter, okay? And you do not back down. You do not lose any battle. People think 100 times before picking up a fight with you. They really admire how you kill with your words. You have a slick mouth. Okay? That's why you not just intimidate people, you kind of, I'm laughing at this point of time because you have people who are literally scared. They're scared to talk to you because they do not want to rub you the wrong side. But they are the ones who admire, you being so, I would say, you being so direct, you being so brutal, or you being just so vocal, so opinionated, so direct. People are not direct these days, okay? Half of the world is living in diplomacy, but you are not that kind of a person. You're very upfront, okay? You have the strength of goddess Kali, yeah. What else? What else? People admire how you are ever changing, how you are molding yourself, how you're very comfortable in endings and new beginnings and going through different kind of awakenings and still being okay with it. You're not afraid of change. You embrace change, and this is what people admire about you. Even when you're going through a difficulty, it doesn't show on your face because you're very resilient, okay? And people want to learn from you. There's something mesmerizing about your eyes. Your eyes are very beautiful, okay? Your eyes are very beautiful, pile number 3. Your entire face is very captivating, okay? There's something about your face, it's very, very captivating. That's why I said the energies are a bit similar to that of pile number 2. You have beautiful hair also. You're very picky. You're very picky when it comes to people. Your circle might be just a dot with you in it, or a couple of people, maybe just one good friend or 2 to 3 friends. You're not a people's person. You do not like a lot of people, or you do not like a lot of fake people. And the world knows. They know that you are choosy, you are selective. And winning your trust is a battle of its own. So what people admire is also the fact that you do not give yourself out there so casually. If someone is talking to you, they might just come and pour their heart out and tell you all their secrets. But when it comes to you, you do not tell anything about yourself to anyone unless you have that, you have that thing in your head that, I can trust this person. I think you just trust yourself. I don't know why I'm getting these vibes from you where I feel that you just are that kind of a person who's been betrayed way too much now, that it's very, very difficult for you to make friends or to put an effort to kind of go out, meet people, talk to people, because everyone has just disappointed you. But what people admire about you is that if you let them in, they think that they're very lucky because they know that you have standards. So you have people around you who really want to be a part of your life. And if you give them that opportunity, they think it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be associated with someone who's as good as you, okay? What you don't see about yourself that people admire is that you're a creator. You're very creative and you cannot sit idle, okay? Even if you've been asked to rest, you feel that I have to put my content out there. There are very high chances that you're a content creator or you have a community of your own. There's a community that you address to. Maybe you have your YouTube channel, maybe you have your Instagram page, but you are that person who's reaching an audience. You are reaching people via your work, and you're very much loved and appreciated in your community. Okay, your community loves you, they look up to you. You have helped them beautifully. You've helped them beautifully, and they just feel that you are a part of their soul tribe. Okay, so whatever community you have, whatever people you spend your maximum time with, this could be your online community. I don't know why I'm getting this message very strongly that you might be a speaker, you might be a reader, and this is another similarity to that of pile number 2. When I kind of started your reading, I did not think or feel that there are going to be so many similarities, because initially I was just stuck on that Kali card, and now when I am moving forward in your reading is when I'm realizing that there are other similarities too to that of pile number 2. Okay, so yes, you are very loved here. You're very loved in your community, and people don't appreciate you that often, but they really admire your expertise. They really admire as to how good you are at what you do. They might not come and say this to your face, but I'm here to tell you that you're very loved. Without you, your community is incomplete. You are an asset to your community, and whatever you're doing, pile number 3, whatever you're doing, you are raising the vibrations of this planet by doing that thing. People understand that. They know that you're a light worker, okay? And they really, really love your energy. When you don't put your content out there, because I don't know, this message is for someone. So if you're not a content creator, just ignore this message. And if you are, then please listen to what I'm saying. When you don't put your content out there, pile number 3, people might not come and say that to you on your face that, you know, we're missing your content. Please be more regular. Please post more. Please, you know, just enlighten us with your words, your gifts, your knowledge and stuff like that. But they are craving for your energy because you heal them, you soothe them, you calm them, you enlighten them, you help them ease their anxiety. There's something about your knowledge, okay? And they also know that you want to put your work out there because they've seen you working religiously. So people admire your work ethics, okay? They admire how hard you work. And they like that you're very impatient, okay? They like that you're impatient and you're always doing something or the other to kind of, you know, surprise them or present them with good content, or just you're doing something for the world, in your community. I mean, whatever the case is, whatever you're doing it beautifully. And the people in your niche, they love you. They really love you. Even if you're in a 9 to 5 now, pile number 3, you have no idea as to how dependent your colleagues or co-workers are on you, because you are an asset to them. Without you, your workplace is incomplete. There will be that void when you will not be there, because you bring light. You bring light to your workplace, okay? What you don't see in yourself that people admire is how good you are. I think you do not know as to how worthy you are or how good you are at what you do. People know that you are excellent at what you do, but maybe you're way too humble about it. Or maybe, you know, you're just very sweet and very accepting of everything, and you're like, no, it's not me, and stuff like that. If someone comes and, you know, they tell you that, you know, you helped me out in XYZ manner, it gets very difficult for you to accept that compliment, because you're way too humble, because you have to be like, you know, that's okay, that's fine. and yeah, no, it was not me and stuff like that. I'm getting that kind of an energy where it gets a bit difficult for you to understand your own worth. But the world sees that, your community sees as to how good you are. Okay, you're excellent at what you do. I'm telling you, pile number 3, I'm gassing you up right now that, be more confident because you're good at what you do. Okay, it's good to be humble. Nobody wants to see a snob or someone behave in a very snooty kind of a way. Nobody likes that. But when you're good at something, there's no harm in accepting the fact that, I know that I'm good at this and thank you for the compliment. Right? What you don't see about yourself that people admire is that you're very much in touch with your inner child. You're very innocent. There's an innocence to your face. No matter how aggressive you seem on the outside, you're a baby on the inside. You're a sweetheart on the inside, pile number 3. You're such a softie. You are so precious and people just admire. When people get to know you, then they are kind of shook that, this aggressive little bird is such a softie on the inside. And yeah, there is this energy to you where you're not able to see as to how good you are at what you do, how talented and how gifted you are. Maybe you're not aware of the gifts that you have, but I'm here to tell you that people really admire your gifts already. Stop questioning yourself because you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing. If you're thinking about pursuing something while listening to this reading, you should definitely go ahead with that. Alright? Another thing that people admire about you, pile number 3, is that you're very, very protected. Okay, you're very protected. I'm getting this message that pile number 3 is God's favorite child because no matter what happens, they're always protected. Maybe somebody tested, this on you as to how protected you are and they got the taste of their own medicine. And maybe it's them who are admiring the fact that, stay away from pile number 3 because they are highly protected. You cannot send anything their way because it's gonna come back to you and stuff like that. People also admire or they feel that, you are very lucky, you're very blessed, and you are that kind of a person that no matter what happens, there is an entity, there is an angel by your side who will fix things for you. You don't have to do much about it. You are sorted. Your life is sorted. And there is someone who's taking care of you. And there's someone who's looking out for you 24/7. This could be your ancestors, your spirit guides, God, universe, angels, whatever you want to, name these entities, you can. But yes, people do admire the fact that you are very much connected to the cosmic realm, very much in touch with your intuition, and you're just enveloped in that cloud of protection. There are very protective energies around you who will just do everything possible to keep you safe. And people admire as to how beautifully blessed you are for the same. So yes, this is what I have for you, pile number 3. I hope you liked your reading. If you did, please like, share, comment and subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so that whenever I post next, you get notified. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via Instagram and email. The details for both is in my description box below. I'll catch up with you in the next reading. See ya!